Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to learn to read and write Hindi. We are also here because we want to learn to read and write Urdu. We are doing both at the same time. Today is our lesson number 87. Let's begin, shall we? We'll start with a vocabulary word, a word that we already came across yesterday. Let's take a look at it one more time. It's a very simple word. It has no matras whatsoever, none whatsoever, no matras, and just 3 letters. Here's the word. Alif, that gives us A. Then we have a sheen. This letter is called sheen. We have a sh. And then we have a kaf. This letter is kaf, which is a k. And that reads, I think sh has a line. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's not written properly. I do know that, yes, and then a k. I do know that when you write a sh, it has to stick out. It's not below it. That's how I always seen it written. And the word is ashk. Let's put them together. So here's the alif, then the 2 loops for the sh, then we have to make 1 more loop to join the k. And that reads ashk. Ashk means tears. Tear or tears. Let's learn one more word, shall we? Before we learn one more word, let's rewrite this word in a little bit of a different handwriting. As you can see here, to write it this way, we have to make 2 loops for the sh, and then we have to make 1 more loop to join the k. Most of the time you will not see it written like this. Most of the time people, as I have told you many times, as we come across many times, and as we observe it many times, most people do not take their time to make 2 loops for the sh and then another loop. They are lazy, they want to do it quickly, they just make 1 long loop and that's it, we are done. And that's how it looks like. This thing is the exact same thing as this thing, just written differently. And most of the time, as I said, in writing and even in the print, even in the newspaper, you will see it like that. And you have to understand that when it's a long loop, it's either a s or a sh. Without the dot, it would have been s. With the dot, is a sh. Ashk, it means tears. Let's learn one more word, a synonym of ashk. And the word is this. We have a, which is alif, mad a. This symbol on top of alif is called mad. Mad that you see there, this symbol, alif, a, and then this symbol on top of it is called mad. Mad is the a ki matra for a. In Hindi, you will simply write your a and we'll put a ki matra. Then we have a noon, no, and then we have a seen. So we have a sa, but we don't need a sa, we need a su. So we put pesh on it to make a uki matra, but that pesh represents choti uki matra. What we are looking for, the correct spelling of the word calls for badi uki matra. To make a badi uki matra itself a pesh, we have to join this thing with a vowel and put a ulta pesh. All of that is this thing, su. Let's take a look at it, see what it reads. As it is written in both Urdu and Hindi, makes absolutely no sense, because there is no such word as anasu. Anasu is not what you're looking for. What we're looking for is asu. Asu, the N that appears in the middle, is very much nasalized. How do we tackle it? Very simple. We still have to write the entire na. In Urdu, you still have to write the entire na, you still have to write the entire noon, but on top of that you put this symbol right here. And in Hindi, what we're going to do is, we're going to take out the na, bring the su closer, and on top of a, you put this symbol right here. You see the similarity? It looks very much similar. And now it reads asu. And when it's written in a joint form, you will see that this thing will look, you will see the similarity in a second. Let's put them together. So, A, then a N, and then I'm going to make a long S, just like here, we're going to make a long S, and then you put a ulta pesh on it. Don't forget to put the dot, what we call nukta in Urdu, what you call bindi in Hindi. And now on top of the dot, you have to put this symbol. And you can see the similarity. This is the same thing right there. And now it reads Asu. Asu means tears. As I said, they are synonyms. Now we can begin. That reads Asu. So the rest of the stuff that we're going to write today, all the words we have come across before, so I'm not going to explain them because we have done them many times before. The very first word is muhabbat. Mu. Her. We don't need a her, we need a hub. So it's a half a ba, and then bat. Another full ba, and a ta. Muhabbat. So we need another ba, and then a ta. And that reads muhabbat. In Urdu, we do not write it twice. We're going to write our ha, then we're going to write our ba, and on top of the ba, we're going to put a symbol which looks like a W. We talked about it many, many times before. That symbol is called tashdid. Tashdid. It looks like a W. That tashdid tells the reader that this ba is to be pronounced 2 times. This ba is to be pronounced twice. First time, pronounce this letter with the letter that precedes it, the letter preceding it. So it's mu, or we need a dash on top of it. The u ki matra, mu, hab, and then pronounce it one more time, mu, hab, and then bat. Muhabbat. We're going to rewrite this word one more time so that we don't have to lift our hand. You see here we wrote the ma, and then we have to lift the hand to make a hub. That's not how adults write it. This is how a child would write it. Adult handwriting will look like this. Mu, and then you put a ha like this, ba, and ta. Don't forget tashdid, don't forget the page. Muhabbat. Muhabbat. Muhabbat mein, this nun gunna gives us the dot. Muhabbat mein, zara, z, ra, z and ra. Muhabbat mein zara, and here's the word we just learned, asu. Don't forget this symbol. This symbol is very important because without this symbol, the person will end up pronouncing the na in its entirety and it will become anasu. We don't need anasu, we need asu. Muhabbat mein zara asu. Muhabbat mein zara asu. Baha. Ba and ha. Ba and ha. Baha, this ha there that you see there is right there, the third one. Muhabbat mein zara asu baha. Kar hum bhi. All of this is repeat. We have done it before yesterday, we did it day before yesterday. Muhabbat mein zara aansu bahakar hum bhi dekhenge. Dekhen. This is a ka, kaf and a ha. Dekhen. And then you put a dot there, that dot is for the nasalized N. Muhabbat mein zara aansu bahakar hum bhi dekhenge. Ge is just gaf and badi ye. Badi ye is going to give us choti ye ki matra. There we go. That's the first line. Muhabbat mein zara aansu bahakar hum bhi dekhenge. What she says is that I would like to I would try falling in love one day. I would love to fall in love one day, and I will see how it feels like to cry for him, to have the heartache, to have the pain of being in love. I want to try it out. I want to fall in love, and I want to see how it feels like to shed my tears for him. मोहब्बत में ज़रा आंसू बहाकर हम भी देखेंगे. The next line that we're going to write, this by the way was the line number 9 in my notes. The next line that we write, that we'll write line number 10, the next line is the exact same line as the very first line in the song. I'm just going to write it. You can watch the previous videos to see how it's written without providing the explanations, because we don't need it. We already did it. This is 9. Let's do the next line. And next line is what is known in English as refrain. I don't know why I'm going there. We're not here to learn English, but there it is nonetheless. That next line is the refrain. A refrain has many different meaning in English language, many different languages. 2 or 3 different meaning that I can think of. We'll talk about a couple of them right now. One meaning of the refrain is to not do something. You're forbidden. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to do something. Please refrain from smoking. Please do not smoke. Refrain means you're not allowed to do something. That's not the meaning we are using here. Other meaning of the word refrain is a line in a song that is repeated over and over again. You hear that line, and from that line is where people recognize the song. That line that is repeated, which people recognize, people remember the song from that line because it's repeated so many times, it becomes a signature. That line is called refrain. So line number 10 that we're going to write is line number 1. It's a refrain. It appears many times in the song. And here's the line. And as I said, I don't know why I had the urge to go there, but there we were. Nonetheless, here's the line. This is line number 10. Teri, I think I need to change the marker. This marker is dying. This marker is moribund. M-O-R-I-B-U-N-D. Moribund. I don't know why I'm doing it. Actually, I do know why I'm doing it, because my psychiatrist told me that I am crazy, cuckoo, gaga, dulali, pagal, pagla, divana. That's why I'm doing it. We're not here to learn English, but there it is. Moribund means something that is about to die, something that is very close to death. That marker had to be discarded because the bloody thing was moribund. It was about to die, as you can see. Teri Mehfil, Mehfil. I left no room for the iki matra, Mehfil. This dot tells us that this thing right here is this letter right here, F, which is letter F. That's what that tells us. We also have PH in Urdu, which is O and a H. Mehfil is not spelled with PH, it is spelled with F. Just like in English language, if you were to write telephone, and if I end up writing phone like this, of course they're spelling it wrong. Phone is not spelled with an F, it's spelled with a PH. The same exact idea. You have to know the correct spelling in Urdu. Hindi is very straightforward. Hindi is very simple, it's very phonetic, and that's it. There are no tricks, there are no oddities in it. Very simple, very innocent language. Urdu, on the other hand, has a lot of kinks. It is very kinky. And it is the fact that it is very kinky which makes the poetry so beautiful. Teri Mehfil mein, don't forget the nun good na by putting a dot. Teri Mehfil mein Qismat. You see, ma has to start from the bottom. Let me start again. There, like that. That's the Q. We don't need a call, we need a key. That's a Q. This is a Q. Qismat is spelled with a Q, not a K. How are we going to indicate that in Hindi? We're going to write our ka just like ordinary ka, but that's the K. To indicate the fact that it's spelled with the Q, we put a dot on it. Ki, or we need a e ki matra, choti e ki matra, then a sa, this long thing is a sa. And it's not going to be whole sa. I always have to remember it. I always have to remember the fact that Hindi has half letters. We don't have half letters in Urdu, which is why I always forget it. Because it's pronounced kiss. It's not ki sa mat, it's kiss. Because ki and sa pronounced together is only going to be half a sa. Kiss, mat. Teri Mehfil mein Qismat Aazma, Aazma kar, Aazma kar is a second word. They're not one word. I shouldn't have put it so close together because they look like one word. Aazma kar. Aazma comes from Aazmana. Teri Mehfil mein Qismat Aazma kar. Hum bhi dekhenge. We just did that. We just did hum bhi dekhenge in the previous line. We're not going to do it again. There we go. I think I did a bloody good job of not explaining this line. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Bye now.